people, welcome to another episode of the Man Mill Show. I'm your host, EK. Now, the Man Mill Show is a cooking show made by men for men, where we teach you how to make good, filling food on a budget. So come on, people, let's get it. Now, today on the Man Mill Show, we're going to be making some chicken fried steak, some mashed potatoes, and some hush puppies using our favorite house-autry products. So come on, people, let's get it. Alright, so we're going to start with our mashed potatoes because they take the longest. So I got my water boiling. I'm just going to cut my potatoes in cubes. Skin on because I like skin sometimes. Alright, I'm going to cut it right in half. Chop it down the side. And then chop it in the opposite direction. What we're doing is we're going to chop them as small as we can, just so that they cook faster and they're easier to mash once they are cooked. So let's get them all cut up. We'll be on to the next one. Okay, while our potatoes are boiling, we're going to get to our steak. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten them out. So I got some bottom round filet steaks, and I put some saran wrap on my cutting board on the bottom and then some on top. I'm going to take my kitchen mallet and pound it out. What this does, it makes the steak a little bit thinner and easier to fry. Alright, so our potatoes are still boiling, but I got my oil on the fire getting hot, nice and hot. What I'm going to do is season and flour the meat. So I'm going to season it with some XY. I got a nice little egg wash going on. And what I'm going to do to my egg wash is I'm going to add a little bit of XY to that. I like to season at every step. And then add a little bit of Texas Pete hot sauce in there. And we're just going to beat our 3 eggs, the XY, and our Texas Pete. Try not to add the lid in there. Now, we're going to use our house-autry chicken fry for our steak. Yeah, chicken fry for steak. Freestyle cooking, remember. Now, I like house-autry because they've been around for a long time. And also because the flour is already pre-seasoned, so you don't have to put too much effort or thought into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm put this on the flat side. And don't forget to use your hands. I'm going to flatten it out a little bit. Alright. Don't be scared. Just use your hands. It's all good. You throw this in the sink a little bit. I'm going to take our steak. It's going to go in the egg wash. And then right into the house-autry chicken fry. Make sure it's nice and covered. Don't be shy. Be nice and generous with it. And then we move on. I got a couple more to do. Once I'm finished with that, we're going to get them in the oil. So come on, people. Let's get it. Alright, so we got our steaks nice and breaded with our house-autry chicken fry. All we got to do is throw them in the fryer and we're good to go. Alright, so our potatoes are done. All we got to do is season them, mash them up. So, we're going to do about a half a tablespoon of garlic. If you want, what you could do is roast the garlic or fry the garlic up first, or saute the garlic up first, and then put them in the potatoes, but I didn't feel like doing that. Freestyle cooking. Remember, do what you want, whatever makes you happy. Gonna add a little bit of milk. That's about a 1/4 cup. And a generous serving of XY. Because we love XY. And we're just going to mash it up and mix it around. Now it's nice and soft, so it's real easy. We put it on for a little bit extra long so that it would be nice and soft. So let's mash it up, get it back on the fire, and we'll be good to go. All right, now it's time for our hush puppies, and we're going to start by adding our house-autry hush puppy mix to 3/4 of a tablespoon of water. I'm gonna use this whole package if I can get it out. And since this is the Man Meal Show, I'm gonna use a little bit of bacon. So we browned and chopped up about 4 slices of bacon. And we're gonna mix that up. Make sure it's a nice and thick consistency, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna boil these up and fry them. All right, so this is consistency you want to get your hush puppy mix at. Let it stand for about 5 minutes, and now we're going to teaspoon it into our hot oil. So let's go on over to our oil.
Panic.
All right, so got a little surprise, a little secret, a little surprise. I got a little bit of extra dripping from the steak. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make some gravy with it. So I kept a little bit of the oil in it, and to that I'm just going to add some flour and some extra house-autry chicken fry, just for that nice little house-autry flavor. Gonna add a little bit at a time. Not too much. Make sure we get it nice and mixed in. This is going to be so good. Add the rest of our flour. And we don't need to add any more seasoning because we already got our house-autry in there, and that has enough seasoning. We're going to add a little bit of milk too. Here we go. And we're going to let this rock out till it's to our liking. All right, so after only 3 minutes, we took our hush puppies right out of the fryer and look at how they look. Now, we had a little bit more, but some people just couldn't help themselves and took some before we finished. Got our mashed potatoes with a little bit of butter on top, and our steak. All we're gonna do is add a little bit of gravy, and we're good to go. So come on, people, let's get it. This episode of the Man Meal Show is brought to you by the good folks at House-Autry, the choice of Southern cooks since 1812. So come on, people, let's get it.